Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are here at the International Space Station ready to deploy the Canadarm. Now, I don't think we actually have enough space here to do the deployment. So I'm going to rotate us around over this direction where hopefully we will. So something about like that. Cool. So that'll do for now. We're going to need build to EVA, and we're going to have to grab some of these struts out of here. So the first one we're going to grab is this one, and we'll just put it up here for now temporarily. In fact, maybe we'll just store it inside of the cockpit. Yeah, that's probably for the best. So we'll just put these inside of here for now. And we've got a strut out over this way, and there was a fourth strut right here. There we go. Okay, so that's all ready to go, in theory. We're going to hop back into the cockpit now. And we can start to bring this out. Now, the traverse rate here should really be down to like 1 or 10 at most. We're going to set this target angle to be down here a bit. And we're just trying to get this arm right on out of here, right? So that's fine for the moment, but we need to be able to launch this bit, and that's going to be exciting. Very exciting indeed. So we need to have this be folded out this direction. So I think what we really need here is a little bit more space between us and the station. So let's bring this up. Nope, not that way. Up this way. Okay. We need just a little bit of space here to be able to move this arm around for the moment. Okay, we're going to bring this to a halt. And I need to head this direction just a wee bit here. Still drifting a bit. Okay, that's overshooting it. About there. Okay, so that'll do for now, and now I want to... Ooh, hello. That is one heck of a traverse rate. We want to turn that traverse rate back down for obvious reasons. We don't want this jiggling around like this, and we're going to have to, like, solidify some of these joints, I bet. But for now, this will do just fine. We're going to need to get this traverse rate turned down, and we're going to want to bring this angle down to about 0 for the moment. There we go. I guess 1 traverse rate is maybe a little too slow. Yeah, we'll go for like 5. 5 feels about right. So the idea here is that this is going to be pretty much exactly straight. This target angle is currently 7. Let's bring it down to a target angle of 0. This is -5. Let's bring that to a target angle of 0. And then this is currently a target angle of 90 and should be turned to be a target angle of approximately 0. But this traverse rate is way up there, right? Let's bring that down to about a traverse rate of 5 as well. There we go. And we just want to get this thing out of the way. That's the current goal. And really, I want this to be at a target angle of 0. Okay. So with that out of the way, in theory, what we can do now is we can undock this guy. Hopefully we don't have massive explosions here. We shouldn't. That's not how the physics should work, but we know things are wonky inside of this bay. So I'm going to quick save first, and let's find out what happens if we undock this guy. That's about what we expect. Okay, now, the main problem here at this juncture is going to be power. So, we're going to need to arm this. I'm concerned about our power drain, with good reason. And we are going to have this be our target. We're going to turn RCS on. Ooh, that's very sensitive. Okay. That is incredibly sensitive. We should thrust limit these down to like 1% thrust. Power is definitely a concern. Okay. There we go. That's about 0 there. I want to angle us to be off over this direction. And let's be on kill rot. Okay, maybe 1% is too little thrust. Let's go to like 5% thrust on these. Okay, we're going to bring this over this direction. There we go. And we'll drop it down. We'll need to bring it to a halt. Drop it down. And bring it to a halt. We don't really care where exactly on this thing is, right? So now we need to go inward. And we'll just adjust our trajectory here a bit. We need to get it grabbed on because we're losing electric charge. We only have so much. So we're going to slow this down a bit, and yeah, we're just going to grab it here for now. And this exists exclusively for us to have a building foundation for this. Okay. Adjusting our velocity a wee bit. And that should grab on before we run out of power. And indeed it does. Phenomenal. Okay, so the rest of this is now actually useless. But what we needed was this component grabbed on right here. So that'll do for now, and next we need to have our engineer come and assemble this in reverse. And this is just having to go this way because of the way that Kerbal is, right? We just couldn't attach this and have it be attached at both ends. We could only have it be attached at one end, and so we kind of chose to have it be attached at neither end. So we're going to head on in over this direction, grabbing on here. And now these parts are kind of useless to us. So we have to figure out what we want to do with them. We've got these roundified monoprop tanks that I think that we could definitely attach, like, just over here, approximately. And just make use of them and have them be essentially decoration. But in reality, they are going to be decent little monoprop storages. We can also put these thruster blocks somewhere, perhaps on this module here. I'm going to turn snapping on for this. We're going to have a module here, a module here. I don't know how realistic it is to have these on the Unity module. Probably not very at all. But we might as well have something to do with it, right? And then we can have a spare docking port just around in case we need one. That's a very good thing to have around. And then we've got this Probodobodyne Octo. And what do we want to do with that? Well, this could be a spare Probodobodyne Octo. We could certainly attach it like off over here. We could attach it up here just as kind of like a visual thing. But it is kind of convenient to have a spare Octo around. And next up is the grabbing unit junior here. So we've disassembled its little propulsion. And from here, we're going to, of course, have to get all of this done. Now, we can see that the shuttle is drifting a little bit here. And that is because we don't know the exact angle here. This is rounded, so that's the exact speed is not exactly displayed here. What I want to know is, does Flight Engineer have something that gives us like a relative velocity here in more accuracy? I don't know that it does. It might somewhere, but I guess this will do for now. So we can always fix this if we have to. So for the moment, let's just work on constructing this. So we need to be on Bill here. There we go. And we're going to grab this rotation servo. So the rotation servo is going to go right on top of here if we can. Which apparently we cannot. We attach it here. It really doesn't want to attach onto that. We see the attach point, but it won't snap onto it. That's intriguing. I did not expect this. If we were to grab this hinge, is it doing the same thing? Yes, it is. That was definitely unanticipated. Okay. Well then. We can see we're drifting like this way. So we need to head out this direction a bit. About like that. And I think we're probably drifting backwards a little bit as well. Yeah, we definitely are. We can fix it about like that. Okay, cool. So now the question is, how do we go about attaching onto this grab arm, which is currently grabbed? What is this free pivot? And yeah, we can see this is currently moving on us. That's okay, we'll get there. So I've now locked the pivot. I'm not sure if that'll change anything here. Actually, I think it did. For a moment there, it's not going on it. Okay. Never mind then. How do we want to handle this in this case? Clearly, the game is not designed to do what we want it to do. So how do we go about this? Well, we could just have it be attached here. That is a theoretical option. The other options are, yeah, we can release disarmor lights on. I don't think we want to do that to any of those. We have it attached here. I'm going to put it back on free pivot because that clearly doesn't do anything. And at this point, this really breaks how I intended to deploy this. Tremendously. This tremendously breaks how it was intended to be deployed. Indeed. Okay, I might have to rethink this a bit then. I will be right back after I, hopefully, come to a conclusion. See you guys in a moment. Okay, workaround achieved. So, let me tell you how we got this. You'll notice this in a different spot. So what I ended up having to do here, and I could like reload the save and do it off camera because I tried restarting the game. That didn't work. What I did was I detached this arm, put it in space just above here with it armed, and then attached this servo to it while it was still floating there, and then rotated the station into the grab arm. And that was the workaround. And now we can attach parts. So, I don't know why we had to do it that way, but sure. I guess this is one way to do things. So I want to turn snapping on here, or actually it's off right now. I want to turn snapping on and have it be snapped about like that. There we go. So now we can assemble this like anything else. Also, when we emerged from here, because you can't save while the Kerbals are on the ladder, so I hopped into the lab. When we emerged from the other side, which was mildly awkward. But we're just going to head around over here. As you can see, the space shuttle has drifted a little bit while we were working on that, but it's not the biggest of deals. So we can just rotate this over here and attach it like so. That is absolutely fine. Then we can attach this guy, in theory, right here. Yep, that'll be okay. We can attach this guy up here. Now we're going to start having some mild range issues. So that's definitely going to be a thing. I also want to switch over to the shuttle, and I want to have the shuttle head... From our perspective, the down thrusters are going to be correct. So we're going to go a bit down and then a bit forward here. We're going to have to kill that relative momentum, of course. But I just want to get this drift a bit under control. So we're going in the correct direction, approximately. We should be in target mode, which apparently we've lost our targeting on this. That's okay. Okay, so now we need to do something like this. Okay. Something approximately like that for now. And then I want to swap back over to Bill. And we're going to let go here. Because we're going to need to go up a bit. So we're going to just park ourselves about here for now, and we'll just start slapping these parts right on here. Phenomenal. So we just want this exact stack as it is right now. There we go. We're going to have to go up a bit. Anytime you're done welding, Bill. There we go. We'll just park about here. And we just attach all of these parts like so. Phenomenal. And there's the arm delivered. Just like that. It's mildly awkward, and I don't know, to be honest, if this is going to work the way we want it to. So we should probably figure that out. That would probably be a useful thing to know. But we're done with our construction here for right now. So Bill can actually exit construction mode. And we don't need to do anything else with the shuttle here. We can bring the shuttle down, and the arm itself, of course, will need to be put into some sort of stow situation, right? So we don't necessarily want it to be in this exact position, but that's fine for now. We may want to get the shuttle at least a bit out of here so that we don't accidentally impact the arm with anything. That could be potentially a problem. So I'm just going to get us a little bit of distance here with the shuttle. I'm not going to like deorbit the shuttle right now, although we certainly could just take it down to be in retrograde. And we can close our cargo bay at this time. We need to remember to bring new hinges for this situation over here, but we didn't do that this mission. So we can do that for a different mission. Let's bring this down and just get our distance from the station. And then we'll get the Canadarm a little different. Obviously, we're not going to strut it or anything, but for now, this will do. So we're going to bring our periapsis height on down. Hi, Minmus. Kind of rare to actually notice you there in the sky. I like it. We're going to bring our periapsis on down to about 80 kilometers as per usual. I'm not going to do the re-entry just yet. We'll have plenty of time to periapsis, so I'm not too concerned about that. We'll just drop this straight on down to 80 kilometers. Okay, right about here. That'll do. We're not close enough to the station at this point to focus it. But we are close enough that we don't actually see it here. Where is the station? What just happened? Is the station missing? I still have the quick save that I made before I did that maneuver to build the arm. Let's hop to the tracking station and let's just see if there's something weird going on. But because it looked like the majority of our flights were missing. The Canadarm 2. The station is actually gone. So it didn't get destroyed. I guess it just didn't know what the part was because of that maneuver. Okay, that's a little wild. Huh. So that's definitely a bug then. So the question is, do we have to do this differently? And I think the answer to that is actually yes in that case, because that is 1000% a bug. So I'm going back to the quick save that we made before the arm was fully rebuilt, right? We're going to go back over to here. And I think that means that we need to have different base stations, right? So this is before this was set up, quote unquote, correctly. So at this point, we should not be capable, if we have Bill EVA, we should not be capable of attaching to here. We found a way to do it, but that apparently breaks the entire station. So to that end, I think we have to make the arm only be attached at one point. I think we have no way around it. So where do we want to attach the arm? I'm going to do it right here. So we're going to have like undockable base stations. I don't know. This is apparently going to break everything. Oh, why can't this just work? That would be nice. So in that case, I think what we have to do is we have to have this be based out of docking ports on one end and a grab arm on the other. I think that's what we have to do here. I think we have no real way around it. So this guy would end up going like that. And then we would need to bring these a little closer, right? We're currently drifting like we were before. So we need to go... RCS on, please. We need to go... No, on. Okay. This direction a bit. Absolutely, we need to go this way. And then maybe up a little bit. That's down. Up a little bit here. And we just need to be in range of grabbing these parts, right? So we're going to be going this way, bringing it down to a halt. Okay. Something kind of like this will hopefully do for now. Cool. So we're going to grab this part here, and we attach that over here, right? And I would want that to be rotated like that, and then we would set the actual base rotation of it to be, I think, there? No. There. And yes, these parts are drifting off on us. That is reasonably expected, because we are not in an ideal position here. So we're going to have to go forward a little bit here. And I think down ever so slightly. Okay. Something kind of like that. Cool. So we'll have to have this be based out of a docking port rather than this grab arm, which is certainly unfortunate. We can store the grab arm... I need to be in place mode. We can store the grab arm in one of these, although that's way too big to actually store there. I guess we'll just store it off over here for now. Operation in progress cannot detach. Yeah, that happens sometimes with these hinges for reasons, but we need to get this guy rotated like one of these. So. And then get it put in over here. Okay, its rotation is clearly off. So let's get that rotated to be about like that. There we go. And then it just instantly does a weird thing with its hinge. Okay, what do we got going on with that? Don't be facing this way. I see. I think we need to flip it around. Okay. So, yeah, we definitely do need to flip this. So I'm going to go into place mode. We're going to flip it around. It doesn't want to go there because of the angling. So what we need to do here is we need to angle this guy to 0 degrees. Okay. Now we can grab this hinge and put it in like that. There we go. We can let go here and RCS on. There we go. And we can make our way up just a wee bit here. And we can start grabbing these parts and moving them over. So 1 and 2. There we go. Weld animation happening. We should probably move the shuttle a little bit closer, but this is actually workable for the moment. So we grab this guy, we grab this guy, we grab this guy. Having to pivot over here is not the worst thing, especially since we've got that extra docking port. It was a good thing we had it, because that ended up being necessary, since we apparently really, really break the game by grab arming both sides. So that's okay. Just a little bit more here. We can bring this guy up like so. put in the rotation servo, put in the hinge, put in the rotation servo, and the other hinge. As soon as we're done with the animation, we will head this direction because we got to get a little bit closer to the shuttle, which is drifting backwards on us right now, but it's acceptable. And then we grab our grab arm, and there we go. There's the arm in an actually somewhat operable state. So we're going to have those base stations like we talked about, but that should, in theory, actually function. And shouldn't break the station. Hopefully. So we're going to hop in here if we can actually get there. There we go. Grab on. And we're going to board. Cool. Now the question is the station still there? Yes, it is. Phenomenal. I'm going to quick save here. Just in case. And we can stow this in basically whatever configuration we want it to. Now, we can see that these hinges are off like 90 degrees from each other. We can always fix that with this rotation servo, right? We could just rotate this 90 degrees. Apparently that rotates like the entire station. We should probably go through and set the speed on this way, way, way down. And yes, this arm is like comically large. There's no doubt about that. I think this is larger than the real Canadarm in terms of, like, relative. But it'll get the job done. So that's okay. We definitely want our traverse rates on all of these to be turned way, way, way down. So we're going to go down to a 10 traverse rate. Actually, 5 is probably better, but I'm going to do a 10 traverse rate for right now. For each and every one of these components. There we go. That one's already good. This one's already at 0.1. This traverse rate is at 0.65. Let's bring that down to 0.1. And then traverse rate of 10. This is in degrees per second. That's at 5. That's okay. Take this down to 10. That's at 5. That's okay. This is at 0.1. This is at 0.65. We'll just reduce that down. Take this guy down to 10. That's at 5. Looks good. This can go down to 10. Phenomenal. And then we've got this hinge, which is good. And then we've got the grabbing unit. Okay. So that all looks great. It's not exactly straight in terms of things like this lineup here. And in fact, this lineup here. That's potentially an issue. The other potential issue is that if we're grabbed to the station with our grabbing unit, then what we're going to not be able to do is undock. If we undock here and we're grabbed on, we know that that causes releases generally. We can test that here real quick by bringing this over to, I want it to go this other way. So we're going to take it to a negative 90 degree angle here. And then I'm going to arm this guy. So we'll arm you. And we're going to save before we do this. So I'm going to quick save here, just in case. And then we're going to bring this guy over to a 90 degree angle. Negative 90, actually. So what we're going to have here is this is going to look to grab on right down here, right? And it's not completely straight connected. We can fix that later on. We can definitely see that it's not completely straight. But we can do something like this. It'll grab onto something. Yep, there it goes. Now, I'm going to quick save here. I want to test undocking here. We're checking to see if this lets go. It does. See? That's not great. That's definitely not great. So, we're going to reload that. That was expected behavior there. We're going to reload this. What we might want to end up doing is getting a better solution to that. How are we going to do it? Well, one thing we can always do is have another docking port. When we're planning on moving this, we can replace this grab arm with a docking port. And then we can dock that port up and then undock this port. I don't know if that would have the same effect as the grabbing unit or not. That's the real question there. Would that have the same effect? Regardless, I'm going to call this good for now. Of course, this thing is enormous, but we can fold it up and have it take up relatively little space. So that'll be reasonably fine. I say relatively little, but we can definitely do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and next episode we're going to bring these guys home and do a little bit more experimentation with the Canadarm. We'll see how that ends up going. You can leave your offerings to the engagement god... Did I already say that? I think I might have. I'm going to say it again, regardless. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Andy McGar, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, Kentogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time. Robotics in this game always get awkward. I don't know why.